Ever feel like you just can't figure out your preschooler and you could really use a little advice before you pull your hair out? Well, author of Stop Second Guessing Yourself, The Preschool Years, Jen Singer, is here to answer some of our questions about what makes preschoolers tick. So good to have you back with us.
Good to be back.
So tell me, my son is 4 years old. He's a preschooler. His name is Dylan. He wants to be independent, but sometimes he acts like a baby. He has a lot to say. Is this pretty typical of what you'll see with a preschool right now?
Well, that's how preschoolers are, because they're basically like toddlers, but they can speak better and move faster.
And that can be really frustrating for moms. So we asked our moms across America what was troubling them, what questions they had, and here's what they had to say. Let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Autumn Foster from Oregon. My question is, how do I handle a bossy child who's basically throwing the orders I give her back at me?
Oh, Autumn, I hear you. That's how preschoolers are. It's like living with little lawyers in light-up sneakers. The most important thing, though, is to not let them get away with it. I know they're really cute, but add 10 years in a cell phone and you've got a teen who's ruling the house, and you don't want that to happen. Now is the time to nip it in the bud. And there are a couple ways to do that. The first thing is to do not do what they tell you to do, because once you do it once, it's worth it to them to boss you around to try it again. The next thing is to offer up consequences. In other words, have a discipline plan ahead of time so that if they're bossing you around in the store, you have a timeout for them or you take them out of the store. And the third thing is let them have a little bit of power. For example, put out 2 outfits and let them choose an outfit, or let them pick the snack for the day. That way they feel like they're being the boss even when they're not.
So basically choose your battles.
Choose your battles, definitely.
Okay. We have another question now from Kelly in Greenville, South Carolina. Let's listen.
My question is, when's the best time to potty train your child? I have a new baby on the way, and wanted to know best way to get him independent and when he can start potty training.
I've seen this one a lot. You're about to have a baby, so you want to have your child potty trained, but the problem is your child might not have the same deadline that you do, and ultimately your preschooler's in charge of his or her own body. The best thing to do is to look for signs of readiness for potty training first. For example, is he dry through a nap? Is he interested in the toilet? And I don't mean putting toys in it. Tells you when he has to go. Those are all signs of readiness. Then you start to get ready to potty train, have everybody do the same thing, be consistent, give out rewards, make it fun, but do not say, we have to have you potty trained before the baby comes, because right then they probably would shut down and they don't want to cooperate. Make it fun and be consistent.
Now we have a question via email. This one is from Kate in New York City. And she says, Jen, how do I teach my daughter to share? She thinks everything belongs to her.
Yes, well, when I was 4 years old, my favorite word was mine.
Right.
And when I got my first car, we got a license plate and put mine on it. So that's how much I like things that were mine. And that's very common in preschoolers. So what you need to do is get a timer out, so that if they're sharing something with their sibling or with a friend, one kid gets to play with the toy until the timer goes off, and 10 minutes is way too long. That's an eternity for a preschooler. Make it for 2 or 3 minutes. Also, if your kids are fighting over a toy, don't jump in. When it becomes blood-curdling screams or WWF SmackDown, that's when you jump in. But they might be able to work it out on their own.
Okay, we have time for one more question from a mom.
Hi, I'm Jennifer McChesney from Saginaw, Michigan, asking how to deal with children misbehaving in public.
Jennifer, I can tell you how not to do it, and I've seen it in public. You don't go, now, Brianna, we're going to leave if you don't behave. Brianna, why aren't you listening to me? Come on, Brianna, please listen to me. If you say you're going to leave, you up and leave, and that includes a birthday party, wherever you are, because if you don't, and you make empty threats, smart preschooler is going to make note of that and know,
I can get away with that.
Yeah, when there's other grown-ups around, I can get away with whatever I want because mommy's not going to yell at me. But you have to understand it's going to be a little painful for you in the beginning. It's going to be a little embarrassing, but better now than doing it when they're 12, 13 years old and you have no control by then.
You just got to get up and go. Jen, thank you so much. Great advice. I'm going to use this at home. I know the moms are going to use it too. And if you're like me and you need more advice, you will find it all in Jen's book, Stop Second Guessing Yourself, The Preschool Years. It's in bookstores now. Thank you so much for watching Parents TV, and we'll see you again soon.